Welcome to LI on the Rise. This is all about people who are chasing their dreams, chasing success, and people who are on the rise. I'm C. Matteo.
And it is your boy, Al Shep.
And today, we have a very talented performer with us. It's Morell Brown.
What's going on, guys? How are you?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you for inviting me here.
Oh,
No
thanks.
problem at all,
Thanks for
man.
coming, man.
Thanks.
It is so crazy because looking back on the past, we have played a show together way in the past, a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And I just found out that was your first show.
First show ever. It was so surreal for me because I was in my college year, my freshman year, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, my friend just did a show there. I'm like, that looks so cool. I'm like, I want to do that. And then when I got the show, when I inquired, I was so shocked. I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, they actually just booked someone like me. I'm a newbie. And then, lo and behold, I met you, and you were really good on set. I will say I was a fan. I was a very big fan. And, yeah, I had a great time. It felt so surreal. Like, I felt like a whole new person on stage, a whole new persona. It was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah, man, and you did great too, and you totally could have fooled me. I did not think that was your first show. I thought you had a couple shows under your belt.
Oh,
Seeing
no.
the way that you were on stage, you seemed very comfortable. So.
Oh, thanks, man. I told you, yeah. I feel like a completely new person. Like when I'm on stage, I don't even think about the people. I just feel the music, And I know people are there. They're not there to judge. They're there to have a good time. So that's what I'm always looking for. And like I love when I'm singing, I just look at people and they're smiling. I'm like, that's how I know I'm doing a good job. So and I expect people to tell me if I'm not, because if not, then I will never learn. So
Absolutely.
But yeah, I love doing what I do. It's fun. You meet new friends, you meet new connections, and I hope to to really get to know more people, down the line. So I'm really excited to see what my journey holds for me.
Awesome, man. We are definitely excited for your journey too.
Absolutely.
Thanks, my friend.
Now, let's take it all the way back. How did you first begin this journey in music?
Oh, Lord. Okay. Well, I started singing when I was a kid, like a small little youngin'. Like I was probably 3 or 4. I actually have an old video that arose on Facebook not too long ago of like me singing at like my kindergarten graduation. It was hysterical. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at little old me, 4 years old, singing in front of a crowd of like 200 people. I'm like, what am I doing with myself? I'm like, now look at me, 22 years later, I'm just living it up. But yeah, like it was really fun. And then I definitely decided like maybe when I was 13, 14, maybe a little bit older, that I wanted to like, maybe sing on the side or just have that as a career. And I actually got my start on the X Factor. That was so fun. I went through a few rounds of auditions, got to meet some amazing people, and I'm actually friends with some people that I met that back then, today.
Wow.
Yeah, it was so fun. Obviously, I didn't get on the show. But like I said, met a lot of cool people. And after that, that was your first thing of rejection, your first time having rejection. And, I just felt so bad. I was like, oh my gosh, I never want to do this ever again. I'm quitting music. This is just the end. And I realized I actually had a dream one day, and I was like, maybe I need to go back into singing. So glad I did. So glad I did. I actually picked up my first show, during my freshman year of college, and from that point on, I just kept trucking it along and did my thing, and I love every second of it.
Dude, I love the fact that you did not give up, man.
Yeah.
And like, especially X Factor, there's so many great singers that get cut.
Yeah.
So many phenomenal singers.
Yep.
So I love that you just kept going forward, dude.
Yeah, it was awesome. Like, great experience. Definitely got me on the ball with learning how to deal with rejection. So, it's gotten me through a lot of things now. Because if I wouldn't have started at the X Factor, who knows if I would still be doing music right now, So I credit all of my, all my perseverance to Fox. To Fox. Hopefully they don't get me for this trademark. But yeah, definitely I thank the X Factor for what they did by rejecting me, because it definitely put, a fire under my ass, and, I was able to do what I love, Because either way, I would still be singing in the shower, and I would have my mom yell at me saying, shut the hell up, So it's like I'm trying to sleep, and I'm just like, oh, sorry, So yeah, it really was a good experience for me to do that show. And I encourage anyone, if you are a singer or even just like a regular artist or whatever you're doing, go audition for some things, because all you need is that one person to say yeah, and then your entire life will change. Tomorrow's over. Oh, and yesterday never came. Standing
I know you mentioned your family and stuff like that before, but I just got to know who else are some of your biggest influences when it comes to your music?
Oh Lord, that's a tough one. I would definitely say Vici is definitely one of my people that I look up to the most. Beyonce, she's my top. She's my number one. And Andre Day, she's also another one. Sam Smith, and then finally, I love John Legend. So John Legend is one of my favorite because his voice is just so soulful, and it's just like you could be feeling like crappy the entire day, but as soon as you put his songs on, it's just like wow, like it just all melts away, and you feel like a whole new person. And on Beyonce's side, it's just like whenever you want to feel empowered, you listen to her music, you're like, wow, I want to go out and rage. Like, so
I feel like I have $1 billion too.
Yeah, I want to be a fake billionaire.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
But yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I listen to her all the time. I've been listening to her since she was part of Destiny's Child. So, she's definitely been a big part of my life. That was back in the days where like Usher was really big, and he's still pretty big. I love him. He's great. But definitely Beyonce is one of my all-time favorites. She is my all-time favorite. I'll say that. If you're watching, I got you, girl. But yeah, she's awesome, and I really do enjoy singing her music. I don't think I remember the last time I did do a Beyonce cover at my show. So you know what? That's an idea for next time.
Yeah. Stay tuned for the next show, ladies and gentlemen.
But yeah, I love her. She is she's different. Some people might say she's like overrated. That's pretty much any type of major mainstream artist. I just think that she has like a certain message that she wants to convey to her fans, and I get it. Even when she was in Destiny's Child, like she was, I definitely understood what she was going through. And then when she broke apart, when they all broke apart, it was tough, but I still chugged along, and I was like, let me try to still listen to her music, and I'm so glad I did. Now I have her on repeat all the time. Yeah, she's great.
Awesome.
So I want to take it to your live show. Now, you are a solo performer. You're up on stage by yourself. It takes a lot of courage to do that. What are some things that you do to make your live shows fun and exciting?
I definitely try to keep it engaging. I mean, I can perform in a library, with nobody there, and I would still perform the same way if I was performing on a stage in front of 10,000 people, but I just feel like, some people, if they don't see anyone like in the audience, and they tend to like, go, be gloomy and sad, like on stage, and not really giving it their all. But you just have to remember, like when you're up there, you got to really kill it. Like you never know who's watching. Never ever know who's watching. I've gotten people who contacted me for certain things, and I didn't even know they were even in the building, So I would definitely say you gotta just be on the ball all the time. Even when you think nobody's watching, they're watching, because one person can know another person, and vice versa. So you really gotta, give it your all, and that's all I'm saying. Like that's what I've learned. I remember when I was in high school, I was in theater for a couple of years, and when we were doing dress rehearsals, there's obviously nobody in the auditorium, so people were like, oh yeah, nobody's watching, blah blah blah. People are always watching, because as soon as someone walks in, they're like, oh hey, come over here, let's see what they're doing over there. So you definitely got to be on point all the time, and I think anyone who's an artist can relate to that.
Excellent advice, man.
Yeah, awesome.
For sure.
Kind of piggybacking off of that one, what is your most memorable live performance?
Oh my gosh. I would definitely have to say performing on TRL in front of like one of my idols, Keisha Cole. She was so nice. She was so nice.
That's amazing.
Yeah, she was really cool. I actually have a couple pictures of her on my Instagram page. She's really nice. It was so weird that happened though. Like I don't think I applied. Yeah, I never applied for this. So I guess the casting director for Viacom, who worked on the show, contacted me. She's like, oh, hey, are you free? I'm like, yeah, but she never told me a date. So she's like, oh, well, you'd be performing, on TRL. I'm like, holy crap. I'm like, me perform on TRL? I'm like, that's crazy. I remember watching Drake and Josh Goes to Hollywood, and I remember like seeing him on TRL just randomly. I'm like, holy crap. I'm like, I want to do that. And now fast forward 10, 12 years, I was on TRL randomly. And
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was so fun. I met DC Young Fly.
Wow. Did he roast you?
No, he didn't roast me. He was actually so sweet.
Yeah.
So sweet. And he was just upbeat the entire time. He said, listen, like, don't be nervous. You're good. He's like, we're all here to help, blah, blah. And, I just felt like a rock star, and it was so fun.
I'd be still living off the high of that.
I still am. I'm actually like climaxing as we speak. Yeah, it was so fun. It's, you know what, as an artist though, you have to like always be prepared. I had less than 16 hours to prepare. So I had to call out of work the next day. I had no sleep. I had to learn a whole song in 16 hours, and then also on top of that do paperwork, and on top of that. So it was so tough, but I think the drive, the adrenaline rush got into me. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to perform on TRL tomorrow. I'm like, I got to get this crap done. I'm like, I'm not playing any games. And that is probably like the best memory I've ever had in my musical career, definitely being on that show. And from that point on, like, it's just been full steam ahead. I love it. I love doing what I'm doing. It's so fun.
That's amazing, man. That's awesome, because like sometimes these local artists never get a chance like that, and you lived it, and it just goes to show how much of a great time you have, and you're climaxing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
as we speak.
Looked really hard into the camera. That's great. But yeah, that's awesome, man. That'd be a dream of mine too if I was able to sing, but nobody wants to hear that.
I'm sure you'd be okay. I'd buy a ticket.
Thank you.
Would you say TRL is the biggest accomplishment, or is there one that we don't know about?
I mean, TRL was definitely a huge accomplishment, but I think the biggest accomplishment that I've reached so far was that I did get signed to a record label not too long ago.
Wow. Congrats, man.
Thank
Congratulations.
you. It was so random. Like, I didn't even think that it would happen. Like, Robbie, my friend, my vocal coach, he actually reached out to me one day. He's like, oh, hey, listen, like, this producer would love to work with you on a song. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm always weary about that, because you always get like, scams, and it's just like, oh gosh, like, I don't want to deal with that. But something told me to do that cover or do that song, and I'm so glad I did, because 6 months down the line, after all that, recording and mixing and mastering, it got me onto I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, I almost messed up the whole recording label. I'm so sorry. Whew. I actually got signed to Revealed Recordings, which is the recording label that DJ Hardwell is on. So it was so weird that happened, because he was like, oh yeah, I don't know if it's gonna get signed to the label. He was like, he's like, it might not, so just be prepared. I'm like, okay, no problem. Then I get a huge stack of papers in the mail saying, hey, we loved your song and we're signing it to the label. Just fill out all this paperwork and all these logistics. I'm like, holy crap. The pages were like thick. Like, it was a lot. It was a lot. But that was probably like the greatest experience of my life. And I have a lot of new stuff coming out soon. So be on the lookout for that. And I really want to broaden my horizons, and I'm trying to make my way onto more television shows, maybe get back into acting now that acting and singing are like, cohesive now. But we can only tell down the road in the future sometime. But yeah, I'm really excited to see where my singing career takes me. It's definitely gotten me a lot of auditions and, contracts going. So we'll see.
Awesome. So now when you're creating this awesome music, you're in the booth, you got the mic right there. What type of mindset do you like to be in?
Don't mess up.
That's real.
Yeah. Just like, don't mess up. You're paying by the hour. If the more you mess up, the more you're paying. Definitely just like giving it my all, because like when you're not giving your all, definitely correlates onto the song itself. You could tell by the recording. So I definitely try to give it my all 110% of the time. Even if I'm not feeling well, I definitely try to, make it my, give it my all. But that's what autotune is for sometimes. But I don't use that as often, so we'll just make that very clear. But yeah, like, I try to have a clear mind, and, I just feel the music. I just think of it when I have the headphones on and I'm in the booth. I'm just thinking, like, how would I feel and how would I sing this if I was on stage? So I definitely try to envision myself, and that's, I do tell that to my other friends who are artists. I'm like, because if you're giving it like a half-assed job, it's gonna come out half-assed. And me personally, I don't want anything to be half-assed when my name is on it, or my management's name is on it, or the recording label's name is on it, because then it's gonna make me look like an ass. So I definitely try to make sure that I'm on point all the time.
Awesome.
I trusted you with all my might. You were the one who blinded my sight. And even when you were down, I got you up from the ground. I'll never let you go. I'll never let you go. I'll never let you go.
I want to jump into another song, Never Let You Go. For me personally, that's my favorite track. I think the hook is great. I think the whole song's awesome. The songwriting for it it was a home run, man, because in the first verse you're talking about how you want the person. Then in the second verse you're talking about how you guys are together and like the issues you went through.
Yes.
And I love how like there was structure to your writing.
Yes.
So props to you, because a lot of people just kind of flim flam, you know what I mean? They don't keep the whole like story pace. But I'm definitely getting some heartbreak vibes from that song.
Yeah.
What do you feel like is the cure for heartbreak?
The cure for heartbreak? I mean, if you want me to be completely honest, the cure for heartbreak is just don't let anyone break your heart. Like, we're going to edit this out. Shit happens. Shit happens, whatever. Like, I've been in a few relationships that were, long term, and it was tough when, we broke up, but, I'm not going to let it affect my life. In the beginning, yeah, you're going to be wallowing in your sorrow, having a whole gallon of ice cream to yourself, but it definitely, I feel like heartbreak is good for the soul, because it teaches you how to deal with rejection. So, it really did help me move on, because then I won't have to worry about sitting back and like saying, oh gosh, what could have happened, blah, blah, blah. Like, I was so happy when, like, I'm not saying like I sound like a dick right now. It's like, oh, I'm happy that we broke up. Like, what? I mean, I am, but but like it definitely, like, it definitely gets you ready for the next person that you're with. I consider every relationship a stepping stone. So that was my second stepping stone, I guess. And it's just getting me ready to step on top of the island. I'm that much closer to stepping on the island, or my fiance, I should say, whenever that happens. But definitely heartbreak. The cure, I would definitely say, just don't let it affect you. I know it's gonna be tough. You're gonna have your times where you're just really sad, but you'll get through it. No one has ever, I'm not gonna say that, but no one has ever been like, angry that they've, been broken up with forever, then you're just, you're miserable. That's just not what it is. You have to just move on with your life. That's my personal take on it. Because if I would have stayed on the whole relationship thing, I probably would not be, doing as well as I am now. Because I've been staying in that same position. Now I'm moving on and I'm doing things, and once again, stepping stones. So yeah, that's definitely the cure, I would say.
In the night, you're just like the stars watching over me. When we collide, it's like I finally found my serenity. 'Cause you're the only air that keeps me breathing. Don't you go. Keep holding me close. I don't wanna be alone tonight.
you're featured on this song with A&G and Patrick Moreno.
Oh, yes.
And I saw it on YouTube. It had like 39K views. And also, too, on Spotify, it has over 130K listens.
Yes.
That's huge. What was that like, being on an EDM track like that?
Oh, I found a whole new love for EDM. When they brought that to my attention, I was actually like, I don't know. I didn't feel like my voice would fit it. I was always used to the R&B soul type of thing. And after I did that track, I was like, holy crap. I'm like, that's me? Like, I didn't know.
It was sweet. I'm going to be honest with you. Because like, I was listening to it, and I was just like, wait, he's a singer. What's going on here? And I was like, oh, there's his voice. I was like, what? I was like, oh, that was dope. And that was awesome. I thought it was perfect, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's a great experience. Like, Arthur and Patrick are just great producers, and I actually worked on that track with Robbie Rosen, and I definitely credit him for the recording as well. He's always great, always will be great. But yeah, just like just doing the entire song and just having it be an EDM track was so different, and I had no idea how it was going to turn out, because they were just like, oh, just record, write some lyrics for it, record, and then we'll take it from there. I'm like, okay. I had no idea what they were doing. So when I heard the final product, I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, this is crazy good. I'm like, I love this song. And I actually, when I went to a club not too long ago, yeah, I actually go out. I heard it. The DJ actually played it. I'm like,
what?
Yeah, I was like, hello?
Was there that moment of like surreal, like, wait, is that me? Like,
yeah, I mean, sorry, everyone. I had a couple of drinks in me. I was like, oh, I went up to the DJ. I'm like, you're playing my song. He's like, this is your song. He's like, yo, everyone, I don't know who's listening right now, but this is my friend Morell's song on this track right here, blah, blah, blah. It was so crazy surreal. Yeah, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, like that was such a great song. Like I had girls coming up to me, asking for my Instagram, although I don't swing that way. It was still fun.
Yeah, of course.
I had people coming up to me. I go to Patrick sometimes. Like I used to work over there, but I also know a lot of people who, do shows in that area. And I was out, with my friends, and I had like a group of people just come up to me like, oh my gosh, you're Morell, we love your song, It's just so crazy.
That's awesome,
just
man.
The power of music just brings everyone together, And I actually knew people from high school who hated me, and I saw them, and they came up to me like, yo, they're like, we hated you in high school, but this song that you put out, we have a new respect for you, man, and we're actually friends. We actually hung out not too long ago. Yeah, awesome. Cool, man. They're really nice people.
That's sweet, and that's like what you were saying before. You really never know who's listening.
Yeah, never know.
It's like a full circle from famous people maybe listening to you to somebody who might have hated you 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. Just like spread the love.
Oh yeah, spread all of the love. Give me all the love. I love the love. But yeah, it was a great experience being on that track. It was definitely something out of my comfort zone, so definitely threw me off for a bit. But I had faith in my production team, and I had faith in Arthur and Patrick, and they did such a great job. So fingers crossed for another release soon. So we'll see down the road. I'm not entirely sure yet, but who knows what.
Are you hinting towards something coming?
I didn't say anything. Okay. I don't even know where we're at right now.
Okay, yeah. This is all a lie.
Yeah, I have no idea. I just sing and show up. That's it.
That's the life.
Yeah, right? Yeah, but I'm really excited. I do have new music coming soon. I don't know the outcome of it yet. But we will see in the next couple of months on where it takes us. So fingers crossed, like I said.
Your story is absolutely inspiring, and it is very amazing, especially being someone who was there at your first show to where you are now. It's absolutely incredible, man. Where are we taking this in the future? What's your vision?
I eventually want to play overseas. I mean, that's been in the works for a while. Like I've been talking with my management team about doing it, and I think it's great because the song did so well. Alone Tonight did so well in America. It also did really, really well in Europe. And Europe, they love EDM music. Yeah. So, I've been talking to some people. I'm like, I would love to perform at a huge festival out there. I'm like, that's my dream, like to perform in front of 100,000 people. Like, that'd be great. Who can say that? This little boy from Bellport, New York on Long Island, like such a small town, just had nothing. I grew up poor. Like, it's just so crazy that now I'm just doing this. And that is definitely my my goal is to perform on a huge stage like that. You know, TRL was great, but I want to build on that. I want to do way better.
Dude, it's gonna
Shoot for the
happen.
stars, man. Honestly, there's nothing in your way.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see what the world has in store for me. You know, you can't go anywhere but up from here, right?
Screw that. What you have in store for the world.
Oh.
That's it.
Yeah, the world and Antarctica. Is that what it is? Antarctica. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be singing for the Penguins.
Big shout out to Antarctica, the 5 people that are on there.
Yeah. If you listen to it, let me know.
I feel like this whole thing has been great, man. It's been awesome getting to know you.
Thanks for having me, man.
Before we wrap things up, where can people follow you on your journey?
Well, if you want, you guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at /MBrown, no underscores, and I'm talking about the M as in Morell. So yeah, /MBrown on Instagram and Twitter, and then Facebook.com /MBrown official music, and that has over 16,000 followers. Instagram has over 8,400 followers, and then Twitter has about 2,000 followers. So we're definitely making it up there. So follow me. You know, DM me if you have any questions. I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. I have a lot of people DMing me all the time, as you know. And yeah, you know, just come along with me on the journey, and I promise you won't be disappointed.
Awesome, man. It was a pleasure having you.
Thanks
dude.
for coming on.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for watching this episode of LI on the Rise.
Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, and if you enjoyed this video, smash the like button.
And comment who you would like to see next.